plenty of creative people, like people do jigsaw puzzles, they'll pick the hardest one, you know, if they're keen on it. If you're making model boats, you'll pick the hardest one, you know, and the hardest thing in painting is painting young women, because they're quite perfect and everybody knows what they look like. Their flesh is beautiful, you know, you've got to be really careful how you paint them. You paint a bloke, you can get a big brush, get a bit loose with it, you know, and it doesn't matter, it just makes him look a bit more rugged. But you can't do that with a woman.
What are your reactions to tonight?
Reactions, amazing. There's such great, masterful painting as well. It's really an honour, I think.
Are you happy with how you came out in paint?
Oh, I absolutely love it. I was so surprised. I'm not going to lie to you, I was nervous a little bit when Graeme asked me to pose for him and I wasn't sure. But when I did see end product, I absolutely loved it.
And then a year later or 2 years later, you look back at what you were doing and you think, no, I didn't make it then. I'm making it now. You know, like this is 2 years learning. And you think, yeah, okay, I'm never going to be there. I'm never going to know it all. It's too much. And I love the journey. And if I ever thought, I think for sure, if I ever thought I've made it, like I can now paint, I've done it, I can really do everything, I'd probably stop. I can remember drawing before I went to school, and that was 5. Once I went to school, I used to pull a lot of sickies just so I could stay at home and draw and carry on. Back in my day, you know, paints and that weren't readily available like they are now. You know, you had to go to specialist shops to buy paint. So I used to paint with things like shoe cleaner and stuff. Sand shoes, you had this white creamy stuff you used to paint them with. So that was my white paint, you know. And I used to make paint out of charcoal, get crushed charcoal up and mix it with that white paint to get grey. So, but Dad was very good, he always encouraged me and wound up sending me to lessons, which were probably not a good thing because the teacher wasn't really a good teacher. It wasn't until I started work that that flourish started to hit. The foreman at work, his father was an artist. We went out in the bush and in like 3 hours, he taught me so much more than anybody had ever taught me in my life, you know. Do a bit of teaching and you see, you look at a student, they're going dab, 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 and you say, what are you doing? And they say, I'm trying to paint, you know, like you do. And I say, every stroke I do is thought about. It doesn't matter whether it's quick little ones like that, they're all thought about. If you look at the model while you draw or paint in your canvas, like you're not looking where your brush is, you're looking where the model is, you've disconnected the brain. And the hand will do exactly what your eye sees. I'll get this far into a painting and I'll have this brilliant idea of the next one, so I'll go and start it. And then I'll have 3 or 4 going at once. So when you finish one, you just move to the next one and it stops the block. The longer you stop and think, the longer you'll stop and think. You'll never get started, you'll procrastinate.
Were there points where it seemed that you may not be a painter?
Oh yeah, yeah. I did have a steady girlfriend and eventually married her. So I got quite into painting and then we started to have children. And money was desperately needed, so you worked harder and you left your hobbies behind a bit. I actually left it behind for about 6 years, 7 years. I can paint 24/7. Yeah. I don't know if that's what I really should do, but I can do it.